anyway, oh my goodness, what an awesome event. Who's glad they came here? Wow. No, I think about, let's see if this works. Oh my goodness. Okay, if you could do anything, what would you do? If you have to work, what kind of work? And I think all of us have noticed that some work is just more fun than other work. Right before Nikan, I thought I'd already arrived. I was with a network marketing company with some real sophisticated nutritional products that made a difference. We had 9 kids at the time, and we were feeding them. Wasn't rich, but we were moving along, and then it all fell apart. And I had to go get a job, and it was a horrible job. And there was a difference between my feelings and income, all this sort of stuff. Waking up excited about going to work, waking up thinking, oh no, I'm going to go do something I hate to do, and I'm not very good at it, I'm not getting paid enough, and I'm financially terminal. There's so many things out there that we can choose. And when I think about this, you've probably heard this statement that other than life itself, the greatest gift God has given us is the freedom to direct that life. And what an awesome opportunity, but what a scary responsibility, because we can choose. I'd recommend you choose ECAN. When you think of just fun factor, the ability to make a positive difference for the lives of a lot of people, could there be anything greater than that? This is one of my favorite thoughts here too. Let's see, there we go. Daniel Pink said this. We're all looking for this: purpose, mastery, autonomy. We want to have freedom. We want to make a difference. We want to get good at something that matters. These are all such important things. We're hardwired to search for meaning and purpose. Has anybody talked about that at the event so far? This is big stuff right here. And I just got to share this with you. Passion. Has anybody said anything about passion? Wow. Passion. It lies in all of us, sleeping, waiting, and though unwanted, unbidden, it will stir open its jaws and howl. It speaks to us, guides us. Passion rules us all, and we obey. What other choice do we have? Passion is the source of our finest moments, the joy of love, the clarity of hatred, the ecstasy of grief. It hurts sometimes more than we can bear. If we could live without passion, maybe we'd know some kind of peace, but we would be hollow, empty rooms, shuttered and dank. Without passion, we'd be truly dead. Let's be alive. That sounds a lot more fun. This is really cool here. Whatever you vividly imagine, ardently desire, sincerely believe, and enthusiastically act upon must inevitably come to pass. That's one of my very favorite things right there. Ardently believe. Oh, goodness. Wow. Important stuff. Okay. What we do matters. And this is something that Gary has already talked about so eloquently. But here's the thing. If we just kind of go along on autopilot and just take things by chance, there's a big difference between our biological age and our real age, chronological age. But that's such a thing. We all know people like that. And I think if we know somebody, if we love them, that's probably the most heartbreaking thing that you can have, is seeing someone that you really care about deteriorate right before your eyes. And it's also one of the most thrilling things if you give somebody something and you see them come back. There's a lot of people that have been given a second chance with Nikan. Here's another thing I think is really interesting. Has anybody heard of the phrase polypharmacy?
Yep.
We're all living it. At least half of America is on a prescription drug. And what is it? Half of the people are on at least 4 meds. And typically this is what they call prescribing cascade of getting on a drug which has a side effect, but not to worry, because we have a drug to treat that, which treats that. And all of a sudden you're on 14 meds, and you meet somebody and talk to them about Nikan, and they, oh, I'm already taking too many pills. Boy, that is so frustrating. But here's that in this blue thing. Many potential problems can arise when certain medications are combined with each other and when prescriptions are added to treat side effects caused by other drugs. This is just stuff I lifted off of Google right there. Now, here's something I got off of Google that was really scary. Okay, right in the center there, the potential to deliver one-shot cures is one of the most attractive aspects. Well, why don't they do that? There's a few of them, if you get pneumonia, they'll cure that. But here's the thing that's fascinating. This is from Goldman Sachs, a big banker, in a report talking about this promising idea of this tremendous value for patients in society to actually do one-shot cures. It represents a real challenge for medicine developers looking for sustained cash flow. Cures could be bad for business in the long run. Oh my goodness. Is curing patients a sustainable business model? Yeah, Nican distributors, it's very sustainable. And I'd say just say no to drugs. Man, here's the thing that I think is really fascinating. You can find this Oliver Wendell Holmes, a medical doctor, also a poet from the last, 120 years ago or something like that. He says, I firmly believe that if medicine as now used to be sunk to the bottom of the sea, it would be better for all mankind and worse for the fishes. Well, here's the thing right here. You look at that. It is worse for the fishes. My goodness. And you, well, here it is. All of those bad things that you get if you take drugs, if fish are swimming in it, they get all those same problems. Creepy. Maybe we're doing something wrong here. And here's the aspect that I think is fascinating. I was listening to an interview with this billionaire, and he was talking about that, in his opinion, the greatest crises right now facing humanity is the healthcare system. And as a business model, it's never been better. $3.5 trillion a year, very, very profitable. And it's not broken as far as making money. It's making money like crazy, but it only makes money if we're sick. Healthy people don't support it. Isn't that just too bad? You want to support that. He says that the only way it's going to be fixed is from an entrepreneur who's on the outside. It's not going to be fixed by the government or a drug company or something like that. Certainly not from Goldman Sachs' perspective. And so we've got something, and this is one of the most popular words right now in business, disruption. And if you look up what billionaires talk about, it's finding a way to do something better. And we came here on Uber. I like Uber. It's better than taxis in my opinion. Airbnb, has anybody tried that versus
Yes.
hotels? All of this, it already existed. They just found a better way. And look on the bottom there, Nican, a better way to be healthy. How about that? Isn't that exciting to think about? In order for this to happen, we need you. This has been talked about so much. Yoshi, thank you for getting in. I'm really glad I spent some time on the phone and said yes. How about you? Some people, they just say, oh, I don't know if I want to take advantage of my friends. Do I take an advantage of? Take more advantage. Take advantage of this. My goodness. We need each and every one of you to get this out. It's such an important thing. I just want to talk about someone that I met and heard his story, and he's one of the most fascinating people as far as the power to change things. This one person, Alan Mulally, he was hired on as a young engineer at Boeing and worked his way up and eventually became the CEO of Boeing. That made some magnificent business changes, so much so that years ago, when Ford was just basically on the block, it was very questionable if they could make it. Their only hope was to get a government subsidy. Banks wouldn't touch them. They were dead. Well, Bill Ford called up Alan Mulally at Boeing and says, we need you. Would you come and be our CEO? And long story short is he did. And it was one of the greatest turnarounds in the history of business. It's just amazing. And if you go to Google, you can type and look at Alan Mulally's business plan to turn that around. Also, if you look on the top, Boeing and Ford, that's the same business plan. And if you look a little closer, it's pretty much the same as Luis Kasuga's business plan. It's such really complicated things. Have fun, enjoy the journey together. One plan for everyone. Everyone's included. Put people first. Everyone knows the plan. Respect, listen, help, appreciate each other, emotional resilience. Ooh, that's the hard one in NECAM too, because somebody actually might say no. Fundamentally, that's pretty much the hard thing. Be coachable, have a good work ethic, have passion, and be able to handle no. That's it. So anyway, this is it. This is so cool. This is Alan Mola. Excuse me. This is Luis de Suga, and he has a plan, and he has a passion, and of all the things he really loves to do, it's building teams. Would you like to join his team? Oh goodness!
Yes.
We have a ground floor opportunity, and it's backed by products that actually are proven to work. We've got an opportunity to disrupt the biggest industry, to make major changes in the biggest industry in the months to come, in the years to come. We can change everything. There's been a lot of precedents as far as little ideas that change big things as they grow into huge ideas, and we need a buy-in because we so need your help. And this thought right here, I just love this. When you invest yourself in building an asset comprised of relationships of valuable human beings who are evangelical about what you do and what you represent, you have done something great. Can you think of any better way to spend your time than that? Can you think of this statement here? Could that be applied to anything better than what we're doing? You know, years ago when Steve Jobs was kind of getting Apple going, I can't remember the guy's name, but he was the CEO of Pepsi. And they were talking, and he said, well, you can stay where you are and sell sugar water, or you can come with me and change the world. Well, I would say this is even a bigger step. You know, cell phones, we like them, we hate them, they're part of our life, but if everyone had Androids or if everyone had iPhones, essentially the world wouldn't be any different. But if everyone had NECAN, or if everyone had not any NECAN, would that be any difference?
Oh, yeah.
If half of the population is on prescription drugs, and if those half are taking an average of 4 meds, let's just kind of substitute that out. What if all of a sudden half of those people were using NECAN and they have an average of 4 NECAN products in their home? Would anything be different going forward? Oh my goodness, there would no longer be a health crisis. Other than the healthcare crises, the healthcare crises would be, wow, money, nobody's coming to see us. We need more sick people. I can't remember who said this, but it's stuck in my head. Sick people that don't die are good for business. That's jaded, but it's pretty accurate. Okay, this is our business model here too. So simple. Basically, use the product yourself. You incorporate it. That is one of the most profound things. If you wake up every morning thinking of yourself as a business owner, everything will change in your life. The tax system, your ability to direct your own life, profits are better than wages. Powerful stuff happens when you take charge of your own life. And it just starts by using the products yourself. You can write them all off. It's promo, demo, due diligence, all of those good things. And then you'll naturally share them with other people. Sharing them enthusiastically, consistently. If you count those homes held in hands, wellness homes, 5 of them, if over a period of time you could use the product, get 5 people, is that realistic? Is it possible? And then 1, 2, 3, have 3 business partners. Find 3 people that you would love to have as friends anyway. They're ambitious, they're nice, they're hungry, they have the emotional resiliency to handle a few no's, don't take it personally, and then just put time in place. Then it becomes inevitable because these products work, the timing's right, and eventually have the goal to do at least 500 personal. Has anybody got their auto ship for the new BNZ? Is that what it is? I'm signed up. Boy, what kind of business would my business be if everyone in it were just like me? Mm-hmm. Well, I want it to be like me by example, so I've got my product on order. It's coming. If you're still kind of thinking, well, I don't know if I want that or not, I've still got some of the old product. Read the ingredients. Oh, it makes you want to take it. boy, our bodies are going to be happy with this new product. And also your check is going to be happy if everybody is bought in on the product. But if you're just thinking, well, I'll think about it. Just do it, then think about it. I'm thinking about it right now. I got another auto ship order. I'm so pumped about this new product, and it's 80% CV, and in order to use it, you got to eat it. Oh, darn. Then you got to buy it again. What a concept. Here's the thing. Everyone wants to be part of a winning team, and we are winning. And it's just, can you just feel it? We just came up a big step up on this, especially if you go home and keep that excitement and turn it into actually doing the numbers. Okay, this is kind of like the list of Alan Mulally. It's all these basic things. Just be your own best customer, do at least 500 PMAs. Everybody know what PMA books are? Positive mental attitude. It all begins with having a good attitude. Would it make any difference if you read a chapter a day of a positive book? Oh my goodness, it'll change your whole life. Where you will be in 4 or 5 years depends on the books you read. Now there's a new book called The 4-Year Career, so read that and it'll change your life in 4 years. And it's a brand new edition. I'd recommend you get that. Audios. Most of us have, our cars are set up with Bluetooth, so load stuff into your phone, listen to good stuff. And so you never have to drive alone. Most of us drive alone, but we don't have to. We can have Ryan Tracy or Jim Rohn or Mike DiMuccio right in our car next to us as we travel along, talking to us, getting us excited and learning new things. Watch good stuff. Be coachable. Call your mentor every day. My upline, I'll just share this with you. He was really good. He was making $20,000 a month, and I just thought, wow, he has the magic. If you're not making it happen in this business, you're probably not talking to anybody. But the whole thing is just managing conversations, having good conversations, a whole lot of them. And it matters what you say, and so get those people that are already have the mojo, they got that groove, have them do the calls with you. So I was doing 3 ways, and I kept my upline so busy. My goal was to keep him so busy, he'd never have time to sponsor anybody else because he'd be too busy working with my team. And so, and then just add people onto it. STP, show the plan, sell the product. STP, stop the procrastination. We've got a new tool with Sizzle Call, and that's every day, super easy. How many people have listened to any of them? They work, and it's just a little appetizer, a little morsel to get them thinking, wow, that tastes good, I want more. That's the idea. And then we can snowball that because we're doing them every day, invite people, load those calls with your prospects and let them listen to it. And if you read there, ultimately, only action determines success. The telephone, everything that you want and desire essentially is on the other side of the telephone. So pick up that telephone, make calls. One decided person will affect how many lives? It's countless. This right here comes from the very beginning of the movie It's a Wonderful Life. And Harry falls through the water while they're playing on the snow and ice and everything. And he's going to drown, but his older brother George saves his life. The significance of that is not only saving a life, but the ripple effect of he grew up and went to war and saved the lives of everyone on a transport ship. Thousands of lives. He was a war hero. If you recall later on in the movie, things kind of turned bad and he was going to do himself in. He thought he was worth more dead than alive because of an insurance policy. And then Clarence the angel came and I told him this because he gave him the opportunity to see what the world would be like if he had never been born. Well, if he'd never been born, Harry would have drowned, and because he didn't grow up and save those people, thousands of other lives were lost. And he makes this comment that each man's life touches so many other lives. When he isn't around, he leaves an awful hole, doesn't he? Every man died on that transport because you weren't there to save Harry. And you see, George, you really did have a wonderful life. Don't you see what a mistake it would be to throw it all away? Don't you see what a mistake it would be to just go home and and watch Dancing with the Stars or whatever. Get on the phone, call some people. Here's a thought right on the bottom there. It says, do for one what you would love to do for many. It's just one person at a time. How do you eat an elephant? How do you sponsor 1,000 people? One person at a time. That's what it all is all about. Now, maybe you guys have seen this, but because it's so fascinating, linear, one by one, that's how it starts. But this is what really happens. Uh-oh, maybe it's not going to work. Have you guys seen this?
Mm-hmm.
I love this. It looks like it's not working, but basically...
You hit it.
Oh. Oh, well. I'll just tell you, all of those things there, it's just a progression of 1.5 times. There's 13 dominoes there. Okay. Oh, hey, isn't that cool? Going back to this right here, there's 13 dominoes. That's all it is 13. And the first one is just the size of a Tic Tac. He actually puts it down with tweezers and then multiplying up 13 times. The last one is about 100 pounds. And he kind of gets that up there. And the multiplying effect of energy is over 2 billion times, going just through that 13 times. It's just fascinating. This is your business. In fact, he says that if that progression with just 13 was carried out, the 29th domino would be a little bit taller than the Empire State Building. The 50th domino would reach almost to the moon. The 100th domino would span the Milky Way galaxy. That's why Einstein said that compound interest is the most powerful thing. It's the 8th wonder of the universe. It's absolutely astonishing. And that's the neatest thing. Teach 3 to reach 3. Find 3 people, and then teach them to find 3 people. Will that happen? Well, if you just say, well, glad to have you on the team, give me a call if you have any questions, I probably won't. But if you get down there and pour yourself into them and nurture them and help them and get them plugged into this, then it becomes almost a certainty because we've got the right product, the right place, the right time, the right leadership, everything, this moment. If you don't do it now, when? If you can't find something better than this, what? This is the moment. But, I sure love you guys. Let's do as fast as we can, okay? Let's just really go for it. Thanks a lot.